Hi folks, it's the 8th of September 2025. Found myself walking underneath that full moon last night. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And I've just done a video for a few people on what's coming up this month. And boy, if you think last night's eclipse of the moon was spectacular, you wait. The eclipse of the sun that's coming up on the 21st, it's not going to be visible to 95% of us. It's happening over Antarctica. 40% of it will be seen by people in the South Island of New Zealand. 10%, 15% of it will be seen by people in South East Australia, and that's about it. Maybe a tip of South America. It's not so much, it's a 90% eclipse, but it's not so much the strength of the eclipse or where it's over. It's the fact that it's taking place at 29 degrees of Virgo, opposite Saturn at 29 degrees of Pisces, the very last sign of the zodiac, the last degree of the zodiac, the end. This is the end of the old structures and boundaries. So, I could waffle on for hours on this, but I'm saving it. I'm not going to lay down on this. I've got to the point where, being 70, I'm kind of thinking, you know what? I am 5/6 of the way through my life, pushing 85% of the way through my life. And trust me on this one, unless you're one of these people who lives in fear, which a lot of people do, but as you get older, you get more and more comfortable with the idea of mortality, especially if you're into the esoteric, because those of us who are into the esoteric have formed this idea of death as just being a transition of consciousness from one dimension to another. And yes, the actual transition might be a bit disconcerting and in some cases painful or traumatic, but you're guaranteed a warm welcome on the other side once you've done that transition, as long as you go over clean in your soul. Now, there's a number of people who, when faced with that transition, are not going to be clean in their soul, because they're manipulators and control freaks and power brokers and autocrats and dictators and despots and evil. But conscience is a bitch. No one judges you on your conscience apart from yourself. So I'm not going to go quietly into this next few months. Now, a lot of you, have come back to me and said, "You doing any events?" And I'm like, well, maybe, yeah. I did Shifts Happen last year. I organised it. A lot of people helped me. I had some fantastic astrologers. And there is a big push towards making it happen again. And if it's going to happen, we will announce it soon. By soon, October. And there are pretty clear indications that I'm going to be working with my esteemed friend and colleague, Penny Thornton, again, at the Decoding the Divine event. It's not confirmed, but really want it to happen. And if so, again, there'll be definite news on that by the end of this month, start of October, if and when we confirm it. So ears to the ground on these. But there's another couple of events I want to make you all aware of. And it goes from the really minimalist to the absolute opposite. Let's deal with the absolute opposite first of all. I have the option of running a week-long astrological retreat at a yoga centre on the south coast of Spain at the end of February, start of March. And it's for an absolute maximum of 15 people. more like 12, and I've already got 5 confirmed and 1 possible. And it's going to be really expensive because you're going to get a week on the south coast of Spain in a purpose-built yoga retreat centre that's brand new. We'll be opening it, we'll be christening it. It's been refurbished to within an inch of its life. All the rooms are en suite with heating in Spain. And swimming pool, all the vegetarian food will be found. I'll be doing somewhere between 12 to 14 individual workshops, and everyone attending will get a personal reading from me. There'll be yoga sessions, stargazing, and it's going to be for 7 days. But it is going to be expensive. It's costing me so much money to put together. But if I get enough interest, I'm going to do it. But I've got to make my mind up in the next couple of weeks. So if there's any of you interested, drop me a line, steve@stevejudd.co, and I'll send you the details I've got and the fees, and then you can make your own mind up. But first come, first served. But stepping back a bit, looking at shifts happen. Last year, myself, Rick Levine, and Alex Trenoweth were the mainstays, along with people like Penny Thornton, Nick Campion, Amanda Ellis, in an event that transformed the ideas of astrological conferences. These were no longer for serious, devout astrological students. These were for people who wanted to experience the joy and the vibrancy and the raw life and passion of astrology from a humanistic perspective instead of an academic position. And it was a tremendous success. We had people from 19, 20 different countries, about 100 people in person at the hotel and about 400-500 online, and it went down a storm. And we organised it in 9 weeks from start to finish. Now we hope to do it again next year. Bit more organisation this time. But myself and Alex Trenoweth, we're going to do a couple of mini shifts happen. And the first one is going to be just after this eclipse. I have rented a central London theatre. Don't ask. I know, but you've got to take these chances sometimes. So, on the evening of Wednesday the 24th of September this year, myself and Alex Trenoweth will both be presenting our latest workshops at a central London theatre, 5 minutes walk from Oxford Circus tube station. Alex will be presenting on Zeus on the Loose, her latest work on Jupiter, and particularly in terms of the Jupiter cycle amongst adolescents and children, and Jupiter is a really good guide for parents and teachers in helping them understand the periods of a child's life that relate to the Jupiter cycle and their development, both socially and through the academic course. She debuted this at Shifts last year, and along with Nick Campion's work on the journey of the soul through the planets to the stars, it was the most well-received workshop of a lot. It's a work of genius and art. I will be giving an hour-long lecture on a 21st century perspective on the angles, looking at the ascendant and the descendant in terms of the relationship one has with oneself and the relationship one has with other, and the way that's perceived in the 21st century, as well as the midheaven and the IC. Looking at not just job, work and career, but the way we market and project ourselves, as well as stuff really not just around home and family, but about ancestry, roots and foundations at so many different levels. And of course, Mummy and Daddy will get in there somewhere. We're both going to talk for an hour each with about 10 minutes questions. And then we'll adjourn to the bar for half an hour, maybe an hour. Hopefully sell a few books. Engage with everyone who turns up. A few nibbles, a few drinks. And we're limiting it to 90 people. And we've already sold 10-15% of the tickets just in the last couple of days since we organised it. The fee will be £22. £22 for 2.5 hours of serious astrology plus an hour of socialising with myself and Alex Trinaworth. Central London Theatre at the evening of Wednesday the 24th of September. And if this works, we're going to do it again in October, November, January, and we're probably going to take it on the road in the UK. So if you're interested, drop me a line, steve@stevejudd.co. I will not go quietly into the dark. I will go into the dark like a tempest, and I'll bring light, joy, laughter, hope. Because what better things can I do in my life? It's such a privilege to be alive at this time. We just take it for granted. But when you consider what our ancestors have done over the last 10,000 years to get us to this time, and many people will just sit and complain about how hard their lives are. And some of them really are hard. But when I hear of the kids and the families starving without any food at all, and yet I see people around me in the UK complaining about everything they can complain about, they don't know they're alive. Intelligent people are embracing astrology and other forms of down-to-earth, grounded, pragmatic, holistic ways of seeing the world because they know that it extends their consciousness, makes them more intelligent, brings them more into the Gestalt of the world. I'm going to stop there, otherwise I'm going to get carried away and start ranting. I hope to see you at some of these events. And, catch you soon, folks. Bye now.